People call me Colonel Mike, and I'm from Kentucky. What does BHA mean to me? So, a lot of people are going to say this to you. When I finally came to Rendezvous, I walked into this weird family-like community that didn't know me, and everyone says this, I found my tribe, right? We didn't talk about politics, per se. We didn't talk about all of the things that can be ugly about our natural resources, our wild places, our wildlife, our public lands, our public waters. We talked about why we need to do the things we need to do as volunteers to make it better, and how we can do that better. But why I'm here as a volunteer and why I've lent all my energy, as Land says, my time, my talent, and my treasure, is because this is the most youthful organization, and it's Big Tent. Everyone's allowed to participate. We want everybody's viewpoint. We're accepting. But I was involved in conservation with a lot of other organizations in my 50 years on the earth. And I walked into those meetings and I was the youngest person in there. And still, for 2 organizations that I still work with, I'm the youngest person. I'm the oldest person in my BHA chapter. So to me, that's generational leadership that's going to be on the ground doing this. So I'm lending my experience, what wisdom I've been able to acquire, to the younger leaders in my chapter. And they're going to be on the ground. And by the time they're 40, they're going to be mentoring the next 25, 6, 7, 8-year-old leaders. And those are the people that are going to ensure that our public lands heritage never goes away. And we talked about it a lot, this week at Rendezvous. That mentorship, whether it's mentorship of a hunt, or mentorship in our conservation work, or it's mentorship in our public lands heritage, the older folks, making sure that the younger people are there to take up the mantle, that's what makes me excited about BHA strategically. But this is just a fun family to also be associated with. I mean, we're gonna get it done in a way that brings other folks to the table, and we're gonna enjoy each other's company doing it, and we're generally gonna have a party along the way. Okay, so what do public lands mean to me? So first, I'm gonna start with, have a master's degree in strategic studies. Strategically, it's American exceptionalism. If you read Jim Poswitz's book, Inherit the Hunt, the whole second half of the book is about how the way wildlife and hunting was the privilege of only rich and the royals and the upper class in Europe, and how once we became the United States of America, and as colonists we hunted and fished to feed our families, and then once we decided we needed to be our own independent country, we decided that that wasn't going to change. That, the bounty of the land belonged to the people, was inherent in what the colonists were doing to feed their families. So then it became inherent in why they were throwing off the yoke of British rule. And that stuck, and it still sticks today. And so it is part of our freedom, not just to roam, but to feed our families if we want to, with what we can go hunt, fish, and gather. And for somebody that spent a lifetime, I swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I bear true faith and allegiance to the same. I bear true faith and allegiance to the public lands, because it's the greatest symbol of American exceptionalism that exists.